Because Arch Manning was the most famous quarterback in college football before he ever took a snap. Because he plays for one of the most polarizing fan bases in college football. And because the sport just provokes intense opinions naturally. We expected his first season as a starter to be a bit of a roller coaster ride. And it was a full-on bone-shaking, whiplash-inducing thrill ride.
He is going to be the most dynamic quarterback we have seen perhaps in a generation.
It wasn't that he lost, it's what it looked like.
I've never seen anything like it. Never in my life. For a quarterback to be this bad at what's supposed to be a top-tier program.
I was surprised at the inaccuracy. I thought that he would be more accurate.
It's been a long month, I'll tell you that.
I'm not convinced that Arch Manning is fixed per se, but I am convinced that those of you who wrote him off a month ago were vastly premature in all of that.
Arch Manning finished the season now top 5 in the SEC in touchdowns as a quarterback.
I think that every single thing about the offense around him is supposed to be better this year.
Now for year 2, it's like, okay, go put it all together. Now I think everything is fair for what you said about him last year going into this year. Now you can talk about Heisman. Now you talk about #1 overall draft pick. Here we freaking go.
I charted fan perception of Arch from last offseason until today. Look at this. And look where we ended up a year later. We're doing it again. Arch is top 3 in Heisman odds. His team is top 3 in 2026 national title odds. Texas added the 2 best running backs and the best receiver in the portal to an offense that's now top 5 in returning production. The hype is right where it was last year, but now we have an antidote to it. We have film, and not just any film, Arch Manning's worst game. And it's not the Ohio State game. I know he had the worst off-target throw rate by a Longhorns quarterback in over a decade in that game. The fact remains, that was his first road start against what ended up being a top 5 defense in college football. Arch's worst game came a couple weeks later in Lexington, Kentucky. 6 starts in, fresh off his first Red River shootout dub, receivers on schedule, the line was humming, all against just a middling defense. And Arch finished 12 for 27 with 132 passing yards and 0 touchdowns. On the ground, he had 11 carries for -1 yard. So I want to take a closer look at what happened that day, what Kentucky's defense did to him, how was the offense called, and just how much of that poor performance was on Arch Manning. Because I need to know if I should get on this roller coaster again in 2026. So how much of it was just Kentucky's defense? Well, right here, they did some good things. This is one of the first drives. They're obviously at the goal line. I want you to pay attention to the tight end here and then the defensive end here as well. Texas is going to send the fullback into the flat, and it looks like that's his only option. But it's a savvy move by this defensive end. He gets away with a hold on this tight end to prevent him from doing a little pop pass in the back of the end zone. Initially, I was like, Arch, what are your eyes doing down the middle of the field? You only have one option on the bottom of the screen here to the flat. But then when you look closer, you can see it's a savvy coaching point by the defensive end, or execution by the defensive end, holding on to that tight end and not letting him go, knowing that this is something that offenses like to get to down on the goal line. This is a better angle right here. Look at how this tight end gets held. Arch's eyes down the middle of the field. He's not able to get to that progression. This is not on Arch. This is the Kentucky defense doing a good job. Here's another example. Tight game in the third quarter. It's 3rd and 6 right here. Sark's going to go with a Sark staple. I feel like Sark, when he was my head coach, called this on every single 3rd and 6. It's a mesh concept. He dials it up here for the Longhorn. He's got 2 crossers, 1 and then 2. This guy in motion's going to the flat. He's running back in this flat. He's got a middle hook by this receiver. It's going 1 to the running back in the flat, 2 to this guy, 3 to the middle hook. There's 2 defenders on Kentucky's defense that know, hey, Steve Sarkisian, he's coming to the park with mesh on 3rd down. It's the corner down here and the safety here. This safety times up his blitz perfectly, and he's going to get some pressure on Arch. And it's not going to allow Arch to get to his hots right away, which are the running back into the flat and this receiver working left to right. This corner does an excellent job, too, of staying tight towards the line of scrimmage, not allowing this running back on the wheel to be a factor. This safety gets home. It's good team defense by Kentucky. Arch's eyes go to the right. Oh, I got pressure right now. Can't do anything. Defensive end gets home because of the blitzing safety. Here we go again. 3rd and 5 in the 4th quarter. Tight ball game. Sark's not going to go mesh here, but he is going to dial up a slant route to the bottom of the screen. Offensively for Texas, they see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. Really just 5 because the top guy's got to play defense on that tight end. The 5 down guys and then this linebacker who's just roaming. Right now, Arch isn't sure as, hey, is he going to drop into coverage or is he going to blitz? If he does blitz, Texas only has 5 offensive linemen and the running back. The only thing is, The running back's going out into the flat. The second the running back goes into the flat, you got this end that's going to peel with him. It's a tough pickup for Texas offensive line-wise. And you'll see this blitzing backer from depth times it up perfectly, absolutely hammers Arch. This is really tough. This is great team defense on third down. Look at 3. Blitzing linebacker, middle of the screen, right in the A-gap. That's tough, right in the chin for Arch. Those 3 plays, excellent defense by Kentucky. But those were just a few plays. That doesn't tell the whole story. All right, then. So then was it play calling? I like the way that Sark called this game. Again, we got another 3rd and 6 first quarter. It's a 0-0 game. Kentucky doesn't have any momentum. Right here, missed opportunity for a big play. You're at the middle of the field, maybe 4-down territory. Sark's going to dial up a dig route or a basic route by this slot receiver, and then a shallow by the other slot receiver. Kentucky's in man coverage across the board, and this guy gets picked in a big way. And there is a huge opportunity for this shallow route to get a lot of yards. But unfortunately, as we will see, Arch misses him. Clean pocket, right in front of him. Those are the ones, when you're a quarterback, if you miss those throws, you are coming off to the sideline absolutely mother effing your own self. Not a receiver, not a coach. You are pissed at yourself. There is no smiles on the sideline. You're like, I just missed a bunny. And then the very next pass attempt, Sark's like, all right, I got to get my young quarterback settled into this game. Let me dial up something for him on the road to get some momentum. Love the call here by Sark. He's going to dial up a little tight end screen, a little delay tight end screen. They're going to fake the power to the left. You got pulling guard coming from left to right. You got this up back coming from left to right. Everything is heading towards this side of the field. But instead, you got the throwback tight end screen. This is the very next pass attempt. My point here, this is a good sequencing of play calling. Play calling in this game was not the issue. The issue in this game fell on Arch Manning's shoulders. This is his 2nd pass attempt in this game, and he misses 2 receivers here. He's got the running back into the flat. He's got a tight end, a little 5-yard out route. Outside receivers on a deep post, and he's got a dig on the bottom of the screen. I forget what this slot receiver ends up doing. Arch takes his eyes to the left right away and then gets spooked by pressure from the right side. But this is SEC defensive line. This pressure is not so much that he should have got scrambled out of the pocket. Instead, hang in there and look at your first option on the arrow route or your second option on the tight end 5-yard out route. Both guys are coming open, but instead, pressure spooks him. He gets flushed out of the pocket, and it looks like, oh, it's a busted play or poor protection or whatever. But nah, he's got both guys open on the bottom of the screen. Early in the game, all right, you're settling on the road. How do you do when it's 3rd and 15? Not advantageous for a quarterback. Right now, Texas is up 7-0 in this game when this play happens. Kentucky doesn't have momentum. You're on the plus side of the field. Sark dials up a dig route that's going to come open to the bottom of the screen. You got a go ball, you got a wheel route, and you got like a little curl route at 12 here. This dig route's coming open, but Arch puts it behind that receiver. It's tough. It's 3rd and 15. I know you're a young quarterback, but accurate throw here. You pick up the first down. Maybe you get into the red zone. You score that second touchdown. You're up 14-0, and you never give Kentucky a chance to stay in this game. Here they caught Kentucky in a coverage bust. I want you to pay attention to 2 guys. The tight end in motion. And then also this safety right here. There's a ball fake in the backfield. This safety gets absolutely lost, and this tight end is running scot-free on what ends up being a curl route. Maybe should have been a go ball, but he's sitting down right here, and there is nobody right here. I don't care what happens in the backfield. You got to find a way to get this dude the rock. Look at this tight end. Little ball fake, half roll, wide open. Just got to put on his body. Put an arrow right through his chest. Don't put it outside his frame. Put it right on him. Missed opportunity. He catches that ball. He's for sure in the red zone. He might score. Got to put it on him. Here's another one, and it gets into another concern that I have, at least forward looking. If we're talking about Arch as a Heisman potential first rounder, this play sticks out to me. And if I was a GM, this is the play that I would be watching, because it's a theme with Arch Manning throughout the season, and something that if I was evaluating Arch, I don't want to see this in 2026. This was just 2025. And here's what I mean. Sark again, dialing up a dig route, bottom of the screen. Tight end's going to delay into the flat. You got like a go route in the bottom of the screen, and you have a take the middle route by the slot. This is great coverage by this corner, but there is room if he puts this on the front hip to hit this dig route right into this window. This is a bang bang play. You could argue that there's PI at the top of this break, but what I want you to pay attention to is his footwork, because this comes up frequently with Arch Manning throughout the 2025 season. And if I'm a GM, I'm saying I don't want any of this in 2026. This is an area in the game that when I see Arch Manning from 2025 to 2026 and then 2027 potentially being an NFL starting quarterback, he cannot get away with this. And it's the position he puts himself in. When he steps up in the pocket, he gets caught between should I run or should I step up to throw? And sometimes he'll step up and then half run and then be like, oh, wait, something's flashing in front of me. And then he like sidearms it and it becomes an inaccurate throw. And that's what happens here on this dig route where he throws it, low and away like a, slider coming off the plate. And it's more so, hey, if you like the ability to run, then run. Do that. If you don't like the ability to run and you want to stay a pocket passer, well, then just step up 1-2 and deliver a strike here. I got the back view as well. But again, look at Arch's footwork and then look at the dig route on the bottom of the screen. This is bang, bang, bang. He steps up. He starts running. Inaccurate throw. Back view is even better. Look at him step up. If you want to step up to run. Do it. Pick up yards. Move the chains. Or just calmly step up and deliver a strike. Where he gets in trouble is he gets caught in no man's land, and it's not just a thing on this play, and it's not just a thing in the Kentucky game. And then last example here of where I feel like Arch Manning could have been better in this Kentucky game. This is 2nd and 15 in overtime. It's either make or break time. Arch decides to throw a little RPO hitch on the bottom of the screen against a relatively tight corner to the wide side of the field. Sark's dialing up a little pull scheme. He's pulling the right guard around. He's got the H-back coming around. And this run has a shot if Arch hands the ball off down this left sideline. What I think Arch is reading is this safety who's tucked into the box, but this is a long throw over here. This is a tight corner over here. Hand this ball off. Get yourself to 3rd and 5. Oh, by the way, you might help your field goal kicker as well. This should never be a throw. This should not be a throw in this scenario. Hand the ball off, trust your run game, move on. Instead, you're putting your team on the road at what would be 3rd and 15 in overtime, putting your kicker in a tough situation. This is a moment to grow from. From there, you might be like, well, Max, if it was so bad, why are we talking about him as the potential #1 overall quarterback in next year's NFL draft? Well, it's because of plays like this. The flashes do show up. You got this receiver motioning in. He's going to take the middle. You got another dig route. Dang, I didn't realize how many dig routes are in this breakdown. Tight end's going to block for the running back who's swinging, and that's a decoy. Look at Arch's ability to step up in the pocket. I was critical of the last play. Here, he does a nice job because he's under control and he's keeping his arm motion within his body. Where he gets in trouble is when he's stepping up and then he gets long and his release is like sidearm and outside his frame. And he paints a throw right on this dig route in the open window. And, oh, by the way, this was 3rd and 12. Not easy. One of the earlier 3rd and 12s in this game. Keeping his offense on the field, staying calm, see the arm strength, ripping it in there. That's a nice throw. Then here again, we got 3rd and 13. When we motion out, go ball, tight end delay into the flat, a little sit route here. That's where he's going to end up hitting this thing. And then a curl route in the bottom of the screen. 2 defenders stick out. This safety is playing one rat. He's just roaming, reading Arch's eyes, and then this linebacker at the line of scrimmage is going to drop underneath this route. I got the back view here. It's a nice job by Arch. It's a clean pocket, but then throwing into the window, throwing his guy open, staying patient. Nice execution, 3rd and 13, picks it up. Got the back view, will give you a better idea of what we're looking at. Zero is going to catch this ball. Finds the window, delivers a strike. Those are the clips that you like. Arch is fascinating because the flashes are glaringly obvious. The areas of improvement are glaringly obvious. But one thing I'm sure of, he has a long ways to go before he is a first-round NFL quarterback. Which is funny because I can remember making a video after his Ohio State game when everyone was getting on him about like, man, we overhyped this guy. And I said, hold your roll. You can see the flashes. Yes, there was some accuracy concerns, but you can see his ability to rip the ball in there. You can see he has the understanding of anticipation. One of my favorite traits with Arch is he's got that gunslinger mentality. I was critical of him throwing that RPO hitch on the right-hand side when it's 2nd and 15 in overtime. I think that's a bad decision, but I love a quarterback that says, hey, I'm going to make that throw. On the road, yeah, put the rock in my hands. So I defended him after the Ohio State game, and then now I feel like I'm on the other side of the spectrum where people are anointing him already. People are saying, hey, book it. Next May, he's going to be a first-round NFL draft quarterback. I'm not there yet. And if I was Steve Sarkisian, I'd be nervous. I would be tempering the expectations. But at this point, they're they're used to it. But the accuracy's got to improve. The footwork in the pocket where he gets caught in between, hey, should I run and use my mobility, or should I calmly step in the pocket and stay a quarterback? That's something he's got to navigate. And then you can't miss the easy bunnies. Can't miss the easy throws. If you watch this far, I appreciate you. Do me a solid and like and share this video. And let me know in the comments if you like this format. We got a couple more months of off-season content and the deep dive into the high-profile quarterbacks, but a specific game, kind of like this. I'm down to do more of it. And if you did like this one, hang around and check out the video on the very next frame. It's suggested specifically for you. I think you'll enjoy it.